wrestle each other? How many times did they wrestle each other? That's Takata, yes it is. I think that's Leah Mayadia.
Yeah, could be.
That's who takes care of things.
Where?
I gotta tell you, Mike is the most active guy we've had. He's our constant. I was
They're gonna kill her.
I'm not going to let nobody screw you. Don't worry.
His word. You get it.
You'll get it.
No, you're not.
Oh, baby. Anything that you said.
Joe Cagney was my favorite.
Like this smile. Chihuahua.
Show halfway.
Of course, they do have a. I'm going to be okay. I'll get that thing.
Hey, Gorilla. Gorilla. One time for the camera. Give me a break. Say, give me a break.
Give me a break.
Oh, yeah. One more
You gotta open it.
You have to lean down and talk to them. It's all flat.
I like that.
director here in New England. We're looking all over the place. Oh, Charlie, how are you? Great. This is the ring floor photographer who's going to get a picture of me and the boss. Oh, yes.
Rewind 190. I don't want to keep it on you.
Without their help, we couldn't have got everybody interested. It's the first time we've had a coast-to-coast arrangement for the Colorado Club. We've been very successful on the West Coast. The only thing lacking here is a lot of celebrity faces. I'll cut my speech short, and I want to introduce the chairman, the board of directors, and also the chairman of the fair here. And one of the main sources of my lesson flow work, and the wrestling promoter in his own, and this man, and he knows how to handle this type of crowd. I'll turn it over to Carl.
We have here, but on beach death, and there was 256 had pre-signed up, and we're just under 300 in the room, so I think you give yourself a hand for making the Colorado. We have so many legends in the room, if we would try to go down, we would be here till 3 o'clock in the morning, but we are going to honor about 16, 17 people tonight. Are long overdue to the evening, so we call our Hall of Fame. Them pictures back there come from collections of promoters, old timers over the years. Some of their pictures are 30, 40, 50 years old. And it's just a pleasure to have so many people here. Now, before we go any farther, at the end of the evening, we're going to have a very special thing going on. Not only is Don Bravo, one of your local people, who is an opera singer, is going to do a little singing at the end of the show, but also we're going to have Butcher Paul Vachon. He is quite an opera singer, quite a singer in his own right, and the Butcher's going to do a couple songs for us. That's really what our club is all about, you know, even if you can't sing and you want to, you're amongst friends. That's what we call the ring of friendship, and we definitely want you to feel comfortable at home. So as we go on now, I'd like to present the president of the Colorado Club, a man that has worked extremely hard in the last 3 years to become president, the legend himself, Mr. Lou Hess.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lauer. It's pretty wonderful to see such camaraderie, to a big turnout. Of course, that's going to be discovered. Long overdue, Marty Abrams, there's a lot of credit for putting this thing together. We're in a company of evening stores. We're all looking forward to have some fun. Thank you very much.
We're going to start the program for the first time honoring the wrestlers first. Usually on the West Coast, we honor the boxers first because we don't have that many, we have more wrestlers. Tonight we have as many boxers as we have wrestlers for the first time. So the man who's going to be the master of ceremonies for the wrestling division. If you've ever been on wrestling, know about wrestling, you know he is actually one of the voices of wrestling. He's been on radio, television. There's a man that, I call him the voice of Mr. Wrestling himself. Let's have Gordon Soley.
Thank you very much, and may I just say that getting in front of a camera doesn't scare me at all, but this terrifies me. I did have a preparation, and I was going to go over the history of the three oldest sports in the world. That's running, foot racing, boxing, and wrestling. But you're in real luck now because our time is short, so I won't get into that detail. We certainly want to thank all of you for being here tonight and making this the first time here on the East Coast such a tremendous success. And I am very honored and certainly very, very pleased to be standing here tonight. Now, before we go any further, since the last time the Cauliflower Alley Club got together, we have lost some friends. And I would like to enumerate them at this time, and will be followed by a moment of silence, if you please. Since our last newsletter, we've lost Dr. John Bonica, Tommy Klobowski, Roy Altano, John Doucette, Jack Sharkey, Joey Marella, Henry Davis, Larry Simon, the great Malenko, Ike Williams, Paul Anderson, George Cannon, and Jimmy Carter. We have just a moment of silence, please. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have another gentleman with us this evening, Dan Denton from Amusement Business, International Magazine. Now, I'm going to move right into all of this because we do have a lot of folks in honor tonight. And give me for just a second. I think I'm coming down with something, I'm not sure. First of all, we are here tonight to honor some of the, pound for pound, some of the greatest male and female athletes, in my opinion, in the world. And I would like to bring up the presenters at this time, and then we'll bring you the announcement of our first award. So if Ida Mae Martinez, Solencal, that is, former 50s and 60s champions and pro wrestler, now an active registered nurse, and the young lady who needs no introduction, Lillian Ellison. She's a multi-talented champion, a veteran, a ring legend. Now, Lillian has, of course, M&M All-American Wrestling Promotions and a training school for both men and women in Columbia, South Carolina. And the first athlete that we're going to honor tonight, a young lady from Nashville, Tennessee. She is a blonde beauty. Appropriately started out as a model and graduated into pro wrestling. Over 14 years of international ring experience with many organizations and well-earned championship titles. She has certainly earned her place amongst her peers here at the Cauliflower Alley Club. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Candi Devine.
my first attendance of the Cauliflower Alley Club, and I hope to come to many more. And it's really great seeing a lot of my friends and getting together. Thank you very much. You well deserve it, and I know a good champion when I see one. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey, Mike. Mike. Leno.
I'd like to keep Mula and item A on the stage.
Mike. Get the microphone. Get the mic.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need to call one more presenter for our next award. And another fellow, I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this an awful lot tonight. This one needs no introduction, this one needs no introduction, and it's actually a fact. But let me present at this time another presenter for this evening, Walter Killer Kowalski. She was tutored by fabulous Mula and Walter Kowalski, two of the best possible teachers in pro wrestling. This young lady, 6 foot, 145 pounds, has over 9 years experience in the ring. She certainly deserves some honor, so let's welcome Brittany Brown.
I just want to thank everybody so much. I'm so happy to be here and so honored to be with all you people. I have to thank these people here very much. Willie is the reason I got into the business, and Walter's done everything. He's helped me every way that I know. And there's a lot of friends out there that I want to mention that I don't have time for, but Cookie helped me, Kathleen, Sheldon, everybody. Thank you very much.
The only one.
Now we need to bring up some more presenters. We certainly want to thank these three for their work up here on stage. I'd like to call up Katie Glass, Diamond Little. Also Ann Morty and Misty Blue. I'd like to point out that our honoree in this case is unable to attend but sends her regrets due to a family illness. This young lady was originally from Long Island, New York, now lives in Crystal River, Florida. Former international wrestling star was labeled a beautiful redheaded tough woman during her ring career. We're certainly happy to add her to the list and the gentler sex. And that is Kitty Adams. And accepting for her is Misty Blue.
Would want to have been here, and I'm really glad that I could accept this award for her, and she thanks from the bottom of her heart.
Yes, yeah. Could you tell that, right?
Well, I like going out on a limb occasionally.
Ladies, we thank all of you. We certainly appreciate it. Now we're going to turn to the ugly side. We're going to make the presentations from some of the male members. And I'd like to call Dr. Mike Lano up here. He's the dentist of the wrestlers, and our Cauliflower Alley Club Texas Regional Director, Red Bastine. That's from International Football. Red deserted his native Minneapolis. I didn't. Burn gun, you did. Red did. The next honoree tonight, this young man was born in Puerto Rico. He was reared in Brooklyn, New York, two-time world champion. He began pro wrestling in 1958 at the age of 16. After a long international career, he has held both the WWA and WWF titles. He's retired now, resides in New Jersey, a very popular and worthy opponent, I can assure you of that. He's honored by his peers here tonight, and they say some imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And there's one phrase that this man made famous around the world, and that's, "I ready for any kind of action."
Let me have these quick facts about this gentleman. At age 16, he was ready to sign with a baseball team in Ponce, Puerto Rico, a real baseball team, and was instead, and this was after 2 years of wrestling Greco, so like our own great gorilla Monsoon, he was an amateur champion as well. So he was the youngest at that time to work in the United States pro, brought in by Vince McMahon Sr. and Cola Coriani to work in the United States. He came in, I believe, 1959 to the Tri-WF. Then he went out to Los Angeles to work at Cali, where he became WWA Singles and Tag Champion. Came back, defeated Ivan Koloff for the WWF Championship, Tri-WF rather. Then went on to San Francisco, became a World Tag Champion there with Pepper Gomez. Worked Florida, where he became the World Tag Champion with Rocky Johnson. Also worked for Vern Gunn in the AWA. And had that famous 1 hour and 11-minute match that outdrew everything, including several other great matches. That was in Shea Stadium.
One of the things that you have to know about boxing and wrestling, and that is, you've got to put people in the arenas. Well, a matchmaker's dream was to book Pedro Morales, because he did that. Not once, not twice, but just put his name on the marquee, and you're just about guaranteed a sellout. It wasn't always easy, though, because I saw Pedro Morales the last time in 1968, I believe, or 69. He was in Australia, Sydney, Australia. And the last time I saw him, he was in the hospital. He had literally a bump on his head the size of a baseball. He was cut up, and he said, his words were, he said, "They got me." But I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of the wrestling world to present this to Pedro Morales.
I don't know how many of you know Spanish. Not too many, yeah, but I would like to thank to Gorilla Monsoon that helped me when I came in 1972 when I was WWF champion, and I traveled 26 countries, and I was very successful, thank God, and I think I have a little angel that helped me, you know. When I came to this country, I don't know the language, I went to California in 1962, Freddie Blassie took me there, and the promoter said to me, go in that TV and don't worry that you don't know the language. And I still don't know the language because that's the way I make my money. Thank you very much. I'm here, I love you, I love your family, and thank you everybody. Thank you.
Brett? Let me call up CAC Director Sheldon Goldberg. He's the Boston publisher of the popular Marketplace newsletter. For our next presentation, please.
Congratulations.
Next gentleman who we're going to honor was just mentioned moments ago. He's a veteran and champion of pro wrestling. The reputation was mighty mean when he was a competitor. And now lives in New Jersey. He's doing ringside color announcing with Vince McMahon's WWF. He's a great member and a great individual. We're certainly very, very sorry about the recent loss of his family, but right now, let's give a round of applause and a great welcome to Gorilla Monsoon.
I'd just like to say that we all feel very privileged that we have the opportunity to thank you, Gino, for a great career that continues, and we hope it continues for many, many more years. Thank you very much.
I'd like to just say a few words about Gino. I met him many years ago, and I'm sure that you all saw him wrestling a lot. But, you know, there's a lot that you don't know about him. He's fulfilled every facet there is in the wrestling business. He started out from scratch and wrestling in Ithaca, New York, right? And he's one of the guys that the bad boys walked around. And they cut him a pretty wide swath, whether it was in the ring, in the gym, wherever it was. But also he's got a brilliant career as an announcer, and he also did steal a lot of my stuff.
Guys, thank you very much for those very kind words. I want to thank this esteemed organization for this honor here tonight. It certainly is a pleasure to be in the company of such great superstars of yesteryear, the upcoming stars, part of the new generation, these lovely ladies that were up here only moments ago, and to be able to sit in the same room with the likes of Lou Fez and Walter Kowalski and Carl Hess, Vern Gagne, Arnold Schofield, Jackie Nichols, the Red Man himself here, and so many others who in our generation was a tremendous attribute to know the difference between a wrist lock and a wristwatch. I am deeply honored tonight, and I thank you all for this tremendous display of affection that I've had since I walked in this building tonight. It's people like you who make it worthwhile to be part of this profession. People like Killer Kowalski who devoted their entire life to this tremendous profession. People like Pedro Morales who, even though he doesn't know the counter for a cradle, really doesn't have it. I could go on and tell you stories for hours, but I know our time is limited here. I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for having me here tonight and bestowing this honor on me. Thank you very much. One more step and we'll be
Now may I call up Tom Burke, here in Springfield, Tom Burke. Tom and I will be the presenters in this occasion. First of all, he was known as the Golden Boy. professional wrestling. He was discovered by Ruby Doucette. Our next honoree started his pro wrestling career in 1948. In the 70s and 80s, he turned to being a ring manager for WWF champs Bruno Sammartino and Bob Backlund, a WWF agent and talent scout for many years. The Cauliflower Alley Club is very proud to present honor to this respected ring legend, Arnie Skaaland.
Arnie, it's a pleasure to present this to you, having seen you many times in the WWF and at the Old Holland Hotel. And Arnie, it's a real pleasure to present you with this award from the Cauliflower Alley Club.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for putting me into this thing. I really enjoyed it. You know, you had your glory days in the ring, and this will be my glory night outside. Thank you.
We do have a very special greeting from Congressman Richard Neal of this district. And to bring us that greeting from the Congressman, once again, here is Tom Burke.
Thank you. Congressman Richard Neal, our representative at the U.S. Congress, was unable to attend this affair tonight. However, Richard and I go back long ways. I was a student in one of his classes many moons ago, so he wrote a letter directed to everyone here. Dear members of the Cauliflower Alley Club, one of the most pleasant aspects of being a member of Congress is the opportunity it provides to recognize the accomplishments of distinct organizations in our nation. In my opinion, the Cauliflower Alley Club, the Ring of Friendship, certainly merits that attention. I welcome the alumni supporters who have gathered here this evening in Springfield, Mass. on the 27th anniversary reunion banquet of the Cauliflower Alley Club for the first East Coast version to recognize the distinguished honorees in boxing and wrestling. On behalf of the United U.S. House of Representatives, I congratulate your organization and this evening's honorees on this special occasion. Signed, Richard E. Neal, Member of Congress.
When I open the greetings here, there's one important thing I forgot to mention. I'm taking pictures here now. The picture of Mike Mazurki is in the background. It was in the background for a reason. This banquet was dedicated to Mike.
Now I'd like to call out two gentlemen who were the first two gentlemen inducted into the World Championship Wrestling Hall of Fame in Atlanta, Georgia at the CNN Center. They will be the presenters for the next award, and certainly both of these guys are absolute legends. It's my pleasure to introduce incomparable Lou Thez and Vern Guy. The honoree in this case now lives in Falmouth, Maine. He calls himself the Old Farm Boy. He's also known as Jack. He started in 1926 as an amateur boxer. Then in 1929 as an amateur wrestler, he turned pro to wind up with 40 years of matches and numerous championship titles. He has been a long-time member of the Cauliflower Alley Club and what do you call call him Samuel W. or whatever. Let's honor Jackie Nichols. Jackie Nichols.
Before a little grab the microphone here, I'd like to say a word about my good buddy and longtime friend, Jackie Nichols. And Jackie was a boxer before he became a wrestler. And listen to this. I believe, if anybody has any over this guy tonight, I'd like to see him. Started in 1927 as a boxer, 16 years old. That's pretty telling me your age, Jackie. And sorry about that. But he became went in the Army at 16 years old, was the 21st Division champion. Became, after they found out he was 16 years old, they released him from the Army. But he continued his boxing career, he became the New England champion. Won that in Waterbury, Connecticut. Then became into pro wrestling in 1931. He was 3 years in the amateur ranks. So he was a tough wrestler. I can attest to that because when I started wrestling, I did a lot of my first early matches in Texas. And who did I meet first with Jackie Nichols? So everybody knows what potatoes are, and I received many, many of those from Mr. Jackie Nichols. Those that don't know, some will tell you later on. But Jackie was good, he moved fast, he was quick. He was one of the pioneers in wrestling, and in television wrestling. He wrestled Jim Landis in Carnegie Hall in New York City, and this was televised on the Ed Sullivan Show. I don't know if anyone here old enough to remember that, but Jackie does. He was married to his wife Angelina, married for 55 years. Daughter Geraldine was a school teacher in Portland, Maine, married to a computer whiz, Phil. A longtime friend, a tough competitor, and one of wrestling's really truly great ambassadors. I think he still does work for the WWF, promoting in all of Maine. He does one hell of a job up there. One record we still hold, however, Jackie Nichols versus Vern Guy, and I believe we still hold a record as far as numbers of people in the arena. Jackie, it's my pleasure, and congratulations. We all here at the Cauliflower Rally Club and all of wrestling. Congratulations. Like Vern said, Jackie was truly an ambassador. He bridged one gap that existed in the wrestling game for many, many years. We had heavyweights and we had junior heavyweights. And they just didn't seem to mesh or niche too well. But Jackie bridged that. He rose above it because he's that kind of a man. And everyone loved him. They were attracted to his manner, his demeanor, the way he handled himself. And as Vern said, an ambassador. So we all love this guy, and I went to Maine a couple of years ago, and he was ambassador again. He took me around town, and although he's a living legend up there, he took me to a restaurant, and they just flooded Jackie, and let all the customers wait, and they waited on him. He's a wonderful guy. We all love this man, and we're all pleased to be in his company. Jackie.
First, I'd like to thank you very much for the invitation you have accorded me. And as I was just sitting here, I thought of something I could do with that I planned to put that in the round tower of my heart, and there I'll keep it forever and a day, until lies my bones attend to dust, and the winds from Castor Bay have blown the dust away. This is how I want you to know I appreciate the nice record you've done. But I can see in my life that I should have had Ben Garney. We all call him Casanova, and this little, we all know what a great guy and great wrestling he was, but I always had a lot of affection for him because he was a great representative of wrestling, and so also Vern too. And I do want to thank all the people that had inducted me into the Hall of Fame, into this very prestigious club, and I'm enjoying myself immensely, and I'm looking forward to having a few coffees and so forth with some of my good friends. Thank you all for being so nice.
Well, they're getting some much-needed pictures right now. Let me call on the Buffalo Bomber as one of our next presenters from Buffalo, New York, Don E. Curtis. Thank you. He's still stiff. All right, I want you and Vern to stand by on this one. Our next, seems like the government broken again. Our next honoree was the Golden Gloves boxing champion. He was known as Frank McKinney. Became a pro boxer for 5 years, and he turned to wrestling. He accumulated 45 years of world championship wrestling, plus a reputation as one of the most rugged, meanest guys ever to step into the ring. They tell me on the side he's really a very gentle guy, particularly amongst the Cauliflower Alley friends, and he's long overdue for an honor from all of us. And I understand too, if you want to move, you can. There's no problem there. Please welcome Carl von Hess.
Wake me in an hour.
I am sincerely very, very happy to present the booth because anybody ever heard of the guy. And for credit to wrestling, we're very good friends for many years. Congratulations.
We have had many German wrestlers, or supposed German wrestlers. And I speak German myself. My mother was born in Austria. And each time I would meet a German wrestler, I would say something to the German, and they looked at me as if I was insane or something. They didn't understand what I was saying. But this man here, I spoke German with him, and he answered me very fluently. And I kann Deutsch sprechen, richtig. Der rechte Deutsche, sehr gut. And manchmal, mach's gut.
So, on behalf of the Cauliflower Alley Club, to a great veteran like yourself, one of the truly greats in our profession over the years, and one who keeps in great communication with a lot of people, and pictures and memorabilia, and he's really been a huge, huge plus in all respects for professional wrestling. Congratulations.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. Everything has been said. I want to thank you, and I want to thank the organization, and I want to thank all these great men, and all these fellows that I've worked for, and I've made it possible for you to be here tonight. Thank you.
I'd like to have Lou and Vern remain up on the stage, please. And as soon as they're done taking pictures, I would like to have Cauliflower Alley Club Director Mike McNeely come to the stage, and a gentleman that I hold unbounded respect for, World Boxing Champion Carmen Basilio. The next gentleman is going to be honored. I would like to mention sat at our table in California last March, and I think my wife fell in love with him immediately. She said he was one of the most handsome men she'd ever seen in her life. So I did not bring her with me. Left her home in Florida, minding everything else. So this fellow is a native of Abruzzi, Italy. He overcame boyhood polio to become a pro wrestling champion of Italy and Europe from 1945 to 1965. His international career covered Canada, Japan, Australia, South America, and then the United States. He's now retired and settling in Glasgow, New York. He became a noted restaurateur, and the CAC World Championship belt is proudly on display at his restaurant and the Ringside Lounge Sports Bar. He's recognized as an outstanding citizen for his many civic and social activities, including a lot of generous donations to community groups and students. He's further being honored as Gilbert College as the Distinguished Person of the Year later this month. Tonight, the Cauliflower Alley Club is extremely proud to honor this popular man. And if you don't think so, about half the folks here are his family and friends, and we're certainly delighted to have all of them here too. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present Harol.
It's a great pleasure to make this presentation to a great gentleman, a fine, generous man, and one hell of a wrestler. Here we are. Congratulations.
You know, there's a certain you saw what it made me a defensive end at the University of Minnesota. Never could catch a pass. Anyway, you know, and I go back a long, long time because we started just about the same time in professional wrestling. He came to our part of the country, Minnesota, and another great, great Italian athlete, one of the all-time great, and he is picked on the all-time great NFL football team, Leo Nominelli, but I tell you, when Leo Nominelli and Ilya DiPaolo got together for a tag match, I mean, against any opponent, get out of the way. Congratulations.
Quite a number of years ago, I made a trip to the East Coast to work on a television show. And lo and behold, I was booked with a young Italian immigrant. And this young immigrant had a body you will not believe. I mean, this kid was really put together. And they told me, they lied to me, they said he was just beginning and he really didn't know too much about wrestling. Well, they were not too truthful because I got in there and started doing my thing, and all of a sudden I was defending myself. And to stay alive, I did the best that I could, and this kid had more courage, more just hung in there like a tiger, and I predicted then he would go far. And he did in wrestling, and now he's a restaurant operator. He's the best in the world, that's what they tell me. No one can compare with his restaurant. Thank you very much.
Just to be presented by these gentlemen up here is an honor enough. I want to thank the board of directors of Cauliflower Alley for choosing me such a tremendous company that we've been honored in this year and the past years. I want to thank my family to support me during the year that I was wrestling, because wrestling is one thing that opens up the doors when we open Buffalo and make the success. Of course we got to work hard, but wrestling opened up the door. And I owe my thanks to wrestling, and keep on doing a great job with the guys doing. Thank you very much.
finishing up with the pictures here, I'd like to call up 2 more presenters. Who's some up there? Let me call to the stage at this time 2 members of the Board of Directors of the Cauliflower Alley Club, Red Bastine and Tom Burke. The next gentleman that we're going to honor is not here. Unfortunately, he just has surgery and cannot attend. I've had the pleasure of working with this gentleman on several occasions. He's from Burleson, Texas, and he's been known as the voice of Texas wrestling. His announcing duties developed from being a fan and to editing local wrestling programs. 50 years of traveling, covering the Lone Star State mat events with his homespun type of comments has earned our next gentleman the honors. I'm just very sorry that he couldn't be with us tonight because he's just an outstanding individual. Boyd Pierce, Red Bastine is accepting in his honor.
Boyd and I spoke just the other day, met with him this morning, and he's doing well. He had surgery the other day, and he's recovering slowly. It's going to be a long process, but God's power's with him. He's going to do well. He's going to be back, and Red's accepting it for him as a long-time friend.
Thank you very much, Tom. I would just like to say Boyd is in the hospital. We got a report that he's doing very well. I've known Boyd for many, many years, and he sometimes is a bit of a con artist. I think he's in the hospital getting a penal implant.
That says it all.
I'd like to bring back Vern Gagne, our president Lou Thez, and Walter Kowalski. And I must mention at this particular time that Walter is now a columnist for the Boston Herald. And very kind to say it's only break my write-up. The next gentleman who's going to be honored also is unable to be here tonight. Antonio Lanza of Montreal, Canada is better known as Tony to many generations of wrestlers, and I don't believe at one time in the United States or Canada that almost every picture that was taken had Tony Lanza's name on the back. He was first a wrestler with over 5,000 matches, then as a world-famous bodybuilder, and then a photographer par excellence. He's also an author and historian of the mat, and we're just sorry that he couldn't be here to receive the award, but certainly Lou Thez, I understand, is going to accept it on his behalf.
Tony Lanza was the best muscle man photographer in the world. A man by the name of Waiter, Joe and his brother were all from Montreal, so was Tony. And Tony did all of their work, did it for many, many years until he fell ill. But I'm really proud of him, and every photograph that I ever wanted to have reproduced, Tony shot it. And every time I would go to Montreal, we would spend hours, and he just a perfectionist, of course, and he got the lighting, everything was working, and all the photographs were absolutely super. And I can't say enough about his ability. I think many of the people, the Uyghur people, and also the wrestlers, never stop thanking him because they've never been reproduced, not his quality. And that's Tony Lanza.
I'd just like to say a little bit about Tony. Of course, he was from Montreal, and he was so good he had hair on me when I got my picture taken by him, and I thank him forever for that. He also was able to make Mad Dog and Butcher Bashan look rather presentable and pretty. Thank you.
Tony Lanza and I, we go back for a few years also. Some of the pictures that made me actually famous today about Tony Lanza.
famous jump off the top rope, that's the real you kind of steer. Had a big picture of that. I was spread all over the world, the picture alone. And to me, he was, he was a great photographer for a long time.
We have another presentation to make at this time, and the presenters will be the gentleman on stage now. Here's a man who was named the Wrestling Promoter of the Year in 1968. Next honoree has been in charge of wrestling and boxing in the New England area for many years. His record-breaking Boston Gardens promotion in the past has included many of the Cauliflower Alley Club's legends. Still active and extremely busy, traveling for his Ford Sports Enterprise promotion. I don't know whether I'm supposed to say this or not, but I'll tell you what. He's an amazing gentleman. At age 81, his name is a legend among his peers in the sports world. Please welcome Abe Ford.
Back to 84, we go back to 1958, we first became involved in professional wrestling. At that time we had a show, live show, from our LCDC, Channel 4 in Boston, from Dublin to Boston. That was a world champion then, and 84 got more interesting shows all around the New England area. And we became friends with since then. Now then, retired from wrestling, 84 company. We do wrestling shows, we're still involved together to do professional wrestling throughout New England. I want to thank you, say, all of the help, all that you've given to everyone else.
I want to thank everybody. Sincerely appreciate it. It's been an honor to be here and get this presentation. Thank you very much.
I might just say that the next announcement I'm going to make, I'm sure is going to make everybody here very happy indeed. Because at this point, I'm going to turn the podium and the lectern here over to the boxing side of the Cauliflower Alley Club. Boxing honors will be under the control of the New England, New York regional directors, or director rather, and a CAC director. These two gentlemen certainly, again, are noted throughout the world of athletics, and more particularly in boxing. Please welcome to the stage your next masters of ceremonies, Mr. Peter Heller and Charlie Ross. And thank you very much for your attention.
I gave him a flower. We don't do that. I don't know, eat it. Oh, there was a guy. Eat that flower.
Mike is part of our matchmaking committee. And oh, yeah? I see Mike about twice a week. He's still, I remember when he first came up. He's a great little wrestler.
Who's the best promoter you work for? Who'd you like working for better?
Oh, I didn't have any favorites.
Eddie Graham, maybe?
Well, Eddie and I had the longest relationship.
Yeah.
We were as close, I guess, as two people could get. Don Curtis or Don.
Never worked with my friend Bruno San Martino?
Never worked. I've worked a couple of matches, shows with him, but I've never worked with Bruno on a regular basis.
You asked him to go down to Santa Maria, right? You don't get around to him. As soon as you come here, but he's on a cruise, you know? Really bad.
Bruno's a tremendous player.
He's on a 35th anniversary cruise, right? Otherwise, not came in. Yeah, he's a real gentleman.
Yep.
Adam's doing autograph session. The line was down a block and around the corner.
Well, I came up here years ago, back when the Patent Leather Kid had the bar in New York. Bruno was there, Jocko was there, Herbie Freeman. Rocco got me to well, he got me to drinking. He was going to teach me how to drink. Rum. Tequila, rather. Tequila. And they killed me.
Kill you. That was an experience, huh? That'll kill you. He killed you. That'll take care of it. To kill you.
Man, just
what do you think about since Hogan's come? You think? I know he's been good dollar-wise for WCW, but do you think he's helping the wrestling aspect of it?
Oh, sure, because...
now, I'm talking wrestling. Now, I'm not talking about, going out to the crowd holding your ear out,
The more people that come to the matches are exposed to a lot of our other guys. That means a lot, like this guy Regal. Lord Stephen Regal, who is a doubly tough individual. When he learned to wrestle in Wigan, they didn't teach him how to score a pinfall. Everything was submission. And he just never learned anything about pinning people. He just learned how to hook them and make them straight. I think Regal's probably one of the best competitors in the sport today.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, we got a minute. Well, they're using a good angle now, aren't they? He's carrying that to the hilt.
They're doing it to the best they can do it.
He's carrying that on the street and everything.
Bobby's come of age.
Best angle
Top heel right now.
When I first worked with Bobby, he was... he'd only been wrestling about 6 months professionally.
He's refusing to sign autographs and everything.
Back when I had him, he was...
playing the role full steam.
He was the most modest, shy, unassuming guy you'd ever want to meet.
He don't live that far. Vince finally got him, huh? Vince finally got him to do that heel role. Well, he wanted to do that, supposedly. I don't know. I've always heard that Vince wanted him to do it, and he was always against it. Yeah, but then it eventually got to him, I think.
Yeah. That was the only way he was going to get a push.
Yeah, and he needed, this is he needed it. It's his last coup de grace. He's either walking out and, that's it for me because I'm not going to do anything anymore. He ruined his career pretty much coming back and not. He wasn't getting anywhere.
When all those the Georgia TV tapes were gone, with the arena stuff went with it.
I remember y'all used to do some stuff in the Omni. You and Ole.
Yeah, because I know a lot of that stuff. If not every car was taped or not, or
no. There's some of that stuff has to be around, but where I don't know.
Some wrestlers might still have some and stuff.
Possibly, yeah.
Does Ric Flair?
I'm sure Rick must have quite a record. Quite a collection.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to retire? Think Rick's going to retire?
I don't know. I really don't know. One of them's going to have to. I would think that two of them, I've got to think that Hogan is probably the favorite one in that situation.
Yeah. He's not going to do the job for me. It's inevitable. He's not going to do the job. Got that answer. He's not going to do the job.
Yeah. Well, he just said that.
Yeah. He's not going to do the job.
Well, I'll be curious. We'll all know on the 24th of October.
Yeah. What's the word on Hogan? Is he going to sign a contract?
He don't stay.
No. I deliberately stay away from that stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever, I know it's dumb, I know he's on the TV shows, but have you ever talked to him for a while? Or I know that, a lot of people say he's hard to get in touch with and that sort of thing. Hogan,
Terry's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he's just tremendous.
I want to get your comment on something. I was at the pay-per-view in Roanoke for the Fall Brawl, and I got so angry, so upset. The United States title match between Steve Austin and Rick Steamboat. Now, White Duggan pinned him in 23 seconds, I believe it was, or 32 seconds. And you can't just, do a guy like Stunning Steve Austin. I mean, give him a match, make it look, believable. I mean, that's like Jimmy Valiant beating Ric Flair. I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Signed up with WCW?
I don't. That's. You notice I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how or what.
Yeah, I think Hogan's having a lot to do with the booking and the way the outcomes are. Because he's putting all his buddies over. He's bringing all his buddies in.
Guess what?
Yeah, I know.
Don't blame him.
Yeah.
You think I'd like to see him, right?
I'm looking for B. Brian Blair and Jumping Jim Brunzell to be the next tag team.
They were on they had a big pay-per-view from Las Vegas.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. I've got a tape of you, Roddy Piper, and Don Morocco. And Don Morocco pushes you. You didn't get hurt on that. That was a work, wasn't it? That wasn't a work?
Well, the odd thing about that.
That was last Friday. Was on in Vegas, and Saturday I was going.
What?
Matter of fact, Kenny was there too.
Okay, yeah.
And I finally had it replaced.
I was talking to him.
Now the other hip
Somebody saw it.
That's why I'm limping. But no, I had a very, very, very bad hit. When he hit me, I had just no balance left whatsoever. Okay. And I went down, and Piper went bananas. But the funniest thing was the late Bruiser Brody, Frank, was a hell of a guy. But every time Frank would come out for an interview, he'd catch me with his hip. And he kept hurting me week after week after week. He'd come up and do an interview and hit me in the hip. And I finally told him, I said, if you're trying to intimidate me, you can. I said, but the next time you do it, I said, I'm going to have a 357. He said, help me God, I'll blow your brains out. And Frank looked at me and says, oh, hell, Gordy, I'm just playing. I said, I know, but it hurts. He never touched me.
What did you think of him? What was your opinion of Bruiser Brody?
Brody was probably one of the greatest natural athletes I've ever seen. And he was not on steroids. He was not in steroid city at all. And what happened to him down in Puerto Rico was just
that was fine.
He'd still be going strong today.
Oh, yeah.
No doubt.
But he was a wild man in the ring. That was the only thing. Sometimes he got carried away,
Were you in Florida at the time he had the shoot match with Luger?
In the cage.
What'd you think of that?
I think Luger took a walk.
Yes, he did.
Took right out of that cage.
Yes, he did.
You can't much blame him. I mean, you got a monster. He's a monster.
Tremendously strong, tremendously talented. Brute strength was one of his fortes, but very, very dangerous officer.
Could you imagine a match between him and Cactus Jack today? Wow.
Everybody speculates on that.
Yeah. I mean, that's how good a match it would be.
I mean, Frank would have thrown him 12 feet back.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, another guy who was wild like that was Walt.
Walt McDaniel.
They told him and the Dolphins, they said, if you come back, from wrestling during the summer, you come training messed up, you're done. In Jacksonville, a week or 10 days before they started camp, they threw him, he landed in the 4th row. He bruised his kidneys, he had a compound fracture of this finger. He went down to Dolphins training camp bleeding when he went to Vince.
Yeah.
He was bleeding. And on top of that, he had a compound fracture of the finger. He said, that's it, you're gone.
He played up there with the Jets for a while.
Well, that was before.
Yeah.
Ric Flair said that he's the greatest athlete he's ever competed against.
Well, he still holds the record for punt.
Yeah.
And The guy was just
he was just naturally gifted. God, you know, a lot of guys get
tremendously strong.
Yeah.
How bad is Ricky Steamboat hurt? Ricky Steamboat, how badly is he hurt?
I don't know. I'll find out Monday. I don't know what the story is. I don't know whether it's a shoulder or his neck or what it is. I've heard a couple of stories about it. Bobby Heenan just had neck surgery yesterday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That come on good?
Disc. Yeah, I was talking to Gorilla earlier, and he said that he talked to Bobby's wife, and she said that apparently it went well. He can't talk to anybody on the phone right now. The doctors want his head to remain absolutely still. His head to take bone from his hip.
I don't know.
Yeah.
He had that problem for a while, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know what you think though, but I think since he's took it over the Saturday night show for Ventura, he puts Ventura to shame. He is tremendous.
Jesse was much too interested in getting Jesse over.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it, like last week, he made some comments like they was doing the press conference between Hogan and Flyer, and he said something about the Thriller in Manila because Ali was out there. He said, "You ever heard of the Thriller in Manila?" He said, "Oh hell yeah!" He said, "I can't call some guys got in a fight over some Manila envelopes." I mean that's what.
He's got a real quick mind.
Illegal, eel bird.
Just like Jerry Lawler, king of one-liners, he would bash him right out with the vegetable.
Yeah, I heard one the other day.
Oh yeah, he's funny. Oh, Heenan. Oh yeah.
I don't remember what wrestler he was talking about, but somebody like Vader. But it wasn't Vader that he specifically referred to. But you know when Johnny B. Bad uses that blaster?
Yeah.
After the fight, he goes all over. And he said, let's say it was Vader. He said, yeah, he said, Vader would give $1 million to have that much dandruff. You know, classic comment. I got to get back inside.
Okay.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you. Professor Rick.
In Jersey, in last month, yeah.
That was back.
And then I go Florida too. Travel like a gypsy. Keep busy. Okay. Salud, guys.
Right here. Okay.
While this is taking place, we're going to draw for the boxing glove, so please don't leave. We're going to draw that right now.
Guys, look at this.
We have a winner, Mr. Bob White of Pittsburgh. Thank you. All the boxers and all the rest of you didn't have to get an award, man. We want you in this picture.
All right, everybody. Turn sideways. Sideways. Move in. All right, the guys on the end there are going to have to move in. Go on, that's good.
got one. You grab that if you like. All right. Back there, man.
We got
Looks like Vern's here.
He said, which one? I said, I just want an autograph, sir.
Vern's here.
You're welcome.
You know, he eats that.
Hey, that's good. Don't stop. That's good. Wonderful.
Brown Hess, did you know Bull Curry?
I knew Bull Curry. I wrestled Bull Curry, and Bull Curry was one of the best men in the business. And you better believe it. And I tell you what, we missed that man. He was great.
Little, but nothing else. Were you into the girl wrestling thing?
Just those two. You know where those are at, or that's something you have to dig up?
I have to dig it up today because I moved a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But I got your address. I'll send you a list. So
Okay.
I got. Give me about 3 or 4 weeks.
That's fine.
Okay, because look at my friends laughing. I'm honest.
Well, thank God you always
George, you want to turn on the light? George, the best. He's good people.
Yeah, I know.
I gotta try out of each other. But we'll see how my friends doing in here.
Well, maybe this one is you. How about I do this?
Big Byron.
Yeah.
See how
Closer, you can see how old he is.
Pop down.
I know, that's scary right there.
Yeah.
Like that, right there. Like that? Okay. How are you? Can I get some of these snap line ones together?
Sure. Hey, John?
Yes.
Can you stop in here for a minute?
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor? Snap, however we wind up, snap us.
Okay. Just push the button, huh?
Just push the button here for,
Okay, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you did good.
My biggest regret is that I never tried.
oh.
I couldn't believe it. Next week.
I just got this yesterday, and already I've got the Shutterbug fever.
Tony, you want to take some pictures?
I think George's got the
Oh, okay.
Yeah. On the tape.
Uh-huh.
That's the Blue Panthers.
Yeah. Yeah, my favorite restaurant.
What was that thing, at the table, the facts, guessing the facts?
Oh, yeah. My head banging against the wall. Yeah. My headache is just left about a half hour ago. And Mark is working for another thing. Well, John's here, and George Nichols here. And George is going to lose John, Paul.
Hey George, get with the Blue Panther on. You know what they put it on. The Blue Panther.
To any of you who've ever wondered what Tony Brown from Bassett, Virginia looks like, you still don't know what he looks like.
The Blue Panther.
Whatever. So we'll see what happens, I'll see you during the week, maybe, or speaking anyways. And you're planning on going to the city Friday? Well, I'm not going to make it Friday, I know that. I know I'm not going to make it Friday.
So, no, Thursday I'm gonna work. Wednesday night.
This is the WWF
Yeah, okay.
World Heavyweight
Yeah.
Championship belt.
Okay, I'll catch you later. Bye bye.
Owned
Thank
by
you.
Pedro Morales.
Yeah, I like that, huh?
It's fine.
You want a copy of that?
Yes.
$3. I'll give you a nickel.
Yep.
Did you get one of those, Tony?
I bought one.
Because I finally dug it out after so many years.
Oh, yeah?
Oh no, Carl von Hess. I ain't signing nothing. No signature. No.
Yeah. The great Carl Van Hess.
No signatures.
Tell you what, if anybody says they have an autograph, you know, they're lying.
I'll tell you, that's the truth. Right, John?
Almost.
Oh, I got one too.
No. I like to use these
Felt?
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, you got some money right here. Hey, is this the original wrestling card, Jim?
Yes, sir.
That's worth a lot of money.
Well, it's worth. It's not
That's
really.
1933.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's a Goldie card.
Yeah, but see how it's bent there. So that destroys the value. You know, it's still worth something. If this was in mint condition, Bob Brown told me it'd be like $130. If it was in mint condition, but because of that, maybe it's worth
half of that.
Half of that.
Yeah. You don't have no foes like of the dragon, do you?
No, I don't.
I like him.
Oh, you have that book too? Well, of course you do. Whatever happened to Gorgeous Boy?
Oh, yeah.
I have that too.
Did you see what says Delano? Here you go.
Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you.
And then it goes up to shake hands with him. We'll just put pressure on. When the guy went down.
Oh, Jesus.
Then he comes up to me, shakes my hand, does an easy touch. You know? And we're both looking at each other laughing, you know? We missed him. Who? Well, he's a tall guy, mustache. He
Leaves a toothbrush if you behave.
Yeah, yes, yeah. He ended up working, he hung around with Donnie Libo quite a bit.
I don't recall. Why is he a real
schmuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cornette said he booked him for Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that? Oh, that's one from England.
Oh, is it? What was this?
It's horrible. Horrid. Horrid.
Has he got all their theme music on?
No, just that one thing. You got that, right, John?
I think so. Do you have a lot of theme music for the wrestlers?
No. Is that what you're into?
Well.
What's your specialty, Tony?
Tapes.
Tapes?
Yeah.
Works for me.
Oh, really?
He takes.
That's how he works for you.
Yeah, he does all my videotapes. Andy's the best. He tells Lou Thez. He goes up to Lou Thez this morning. He says, "Lou, I work for Tom Burke." Lou looks at him and says, "You do, Andy? What do you do?" He says, "I do all his video work. I watch all his matches and list who wins and who loses." Oh. You know, that's what he does.
Did this flash just go off?
I thought it did, yeah.
All right, yeah, here.
You must have hit it. You got the chair.
Yeah, well.
So Mexico's your claim to fame, huh?
Well, no, not claim of fame. It's something that I want to do.
Yeah.
Then, after Mexico, Japan. John, you gonna call?
Untangle me. Yeah, I'm gonna call
Yeah.
before we go.
Yeah. You want to use it? You want to use the phone in the other room? I will send you an address where you can get those.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I truly feel like a kid in a candy
yeah, I
store.
can imagine.
Which one do you eat first?
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
Let me drink.
Let's see if you can put that down.
You got Anthony Baby Cat. You get him there. Sing him. I
Yeah,
got
I can't think of who he is offhand.
It's something. Yeah. Especto or something. That's you pretty much in contact with, you know Medusa pretty good?
Oh, of course I met Medusa a couple times. Haven't lately since with the WWF. Usually, the only person I'm really in contact with in the business that's active in New York is Regal.
Steve Regal.
Sir Steve.
Steve Regal?
Yeah, Lord Stephen Regal. Sir Steve.
He's great.
Turn the page on that.
Turn the page?
Yeah.
Tony Bunch. Walnut Daniel. The Great Kabuki. Rick Martel. Bob Backlund with the kid.
Say, you won't see that no more.
Yeah, that days are
Backlund
gone.
with a kid, no way, Jose.
There's for Wahoo, lost in the United States title to Mac.
What's on the cover of that? What's the cover of that?
For wrestling close-up.
I've never seen that before. Turn it over in the back. Oh, you assassin.
Ah, shit.
You assassin. Let me zoom in on that. The mask fits.
The mask fits perfectly. Popcorn.
Absolutely.
Let's see, get a picture.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. The assassin and the missing link.
Dewey Robertson.
There's the man that heads up the Legion of Doom, Precious Paul Ellering.
I wonder if he'll come back when they reappear in beginning of next year.
I don't know. The Von Erichs, Kevin, Carey, and Mike. There's two of them sold.
They'll never know. They'll never know.
Get one of these books, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Those of you who like cereal, try this out for size. WWF Superstars, the Hulkster and the Ultimate Warrior. Those of you who've ever wondered where the Ultimate Warrior is, here he is on a cereal box.
I've heard a couple of people echo those sentiments about him. It seems he was in the picture too. That's
Pedro Morales' old WWF title.
In that picture when
Give him a little explanation, Tony.
people, I can think of at least
Give him a little explanation.
Well,
a little history on the
my
back.
good friend, Mr. Tom Burke, he was in New York, and Mr. Morales, he a little shortchanged, and he needed to pawn this, and I think he pawned it for $75 and couldn't pay the pawn shop.
I paid it for $75.
And so Mr. Burke picked up the $75 tab, and look what a nice piece of metal he got.
Memorabilia I got, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Morales, we saw him last night. He had dollars in his pocketbook to pay for his mixed drinks. So I'm sure he'd like to buy this back for $75, but chances there
are nil.
He has no chance of getting it back.
Slim and non-existent, huh?
That's right. Well, it is the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship.
Worldwide Wrestling.
Worldwide, the triple W.
The WWF.
Yeah. Hey, you can get a good close-up of it like that, you know?
Huh?
You can get a good close-up of it like that, you know? With the insignia on it.
Does that,
I don't know of anyone else who has a world champion, a heavyweight world champion belt that isn't a wrestler, an old-time wrestler. I don't know of any other
actually,
person.
I don't know anyone else either, come to think
Who
of
would
it.
have
I know
one.
some people have. What are my old friends right here? Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, guys, I hate this. I hate the.
Yeah, the time has come.
The time has come, guys.
The door's that way.
The door's that way.
Grab one real cold sheet. That's the last one you get.
No, I got plenty down here. I'll have to restock it.